Now we move to flag sequence number 8, and the first thing I want to draw your attention to is that when number 7 finishes over here, the next flag to fully form, or the next trend line to fully form, is a downward trend line, which is this one here, and it only fully forms here. So at this point in time where I've marked, we know that we are in flag sequence number 8 and that there is no pole, okay, because we have two downward sloping flags in succession. We get a pole forming here, but it doesn't materialize until over here, but by which time this is already formed, okay. So that's the first point. The second thing to understand is that we are now in a situation where, because we have no pole, we are waiting for a break in this trend line over here, and the way it's drawn right now is that there isn't one, because the trend line stops being drawn over here. The reason for that trend line stopping to be drawn is because of this green anchor high. The current code tells it to stop drawing it when that green anchor high forms. We have to change that so that it continues to draw it until either A, it is broken by two higher highs, or B, a second downward trend line forms. So if this didn't happen, the second downward trend line would be formed here, so this would actually be drawn all the way to here if there was no break. But because there was a break, we draw it from here. Okay, so let's just leave it like that. So we have the trend line break, and now we have to measure the pole. Because there is no pole, I'll read from the instructions, and the instructions are reading, when there's no pole drawn, the low is the low between the previous flag and the start of the current flag. So the previous flag is here, okay, so the low of the previous flag, and the start of the current flag, which is here. So we want the low between those two pieces, which is that point, and the high of the current flag between the high of the current flag, which is over here. So you take the distance there, there's your height, so that is your missing pole. I'll color it in purple so it's easier to see. That's your missing pole. So that would be your height, and there's your trade, same height.